Hi everyone, I'm Briony from Clifton Yoga, and this is stretches for the hips and hamstrings. So we're going to start off with the feet coming together, opening the feet out, knees dropping out to the sides, holding on to the feet, using that to straighten your spine and open your chest. Keep the sit bones connected to the mat behind you and hinge from your hips. Lowering your body weight forwards, keeping that spine long, the chest open. And find that stretch. And slow, deep breaths here. And slowly bring the body back up. Keep your right leg where it is and straighten the left leg out in front of you. Bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh and draw the left toes in towards you. Sitting up tall, both hips are facing forwards, raise your arms up. Your shoulders are down in their sockets, reaching up towards the ceiling. And then hinging from your hips, reaching forwards for the front of the room. Lower the hands down either side of your leg and draw the shoulders back into their sockets. Your gaze is on your foot, reaching forwards. Breathing slowly here. And slowly uncurling the spine, walking the hands back towards you, bring your body all the way back up. Straightening your right leg out in front of you to meet the left, and then bend your left knee out towards the left. Bring the sole of the left foot into the right thigh. Draw your right toes in towards your face, raise the arms up, reaching up for the ceiling. And then hinging from the hips, reaching for the front of the room, and then lower your hands down either side of the leg. Draw the shoulders back and away from the ears, and gazing towards your foot. Focus on your breath. And if that stretch starts to ease off slightly, see whether you can lean a little bit further forwards. Walking the hands back towards you, bring your body all the way back up. And then straighten your left leg out in front of you. Find your way over onto your hands and knees. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. And take your right leg out behind you. Reach through the back of the right foot. And then bend that knee, bring your right foot all the way through in between your hands. Walk that foot forwards until your knee is above your ankle. And try and keep your spine long, your chest open, your shoulders down. You might be up on your fingertips, you might have your hands flat on the mat. You might use blocks to raise the floor higher up towards you. Breathing here, sinking into those hips. And then drawing your body back as you straighten your front leg, bring your bottom back towards your back foot. Draw the right toes in towards your face. You're up on your fingertips or your hands are flat here. Either way, try not to cave into the spine. You want your chest as open as it can be. Your hips are level, so your right hip's drawing back, your left hip is drawing forwards. And you're trying to find that bend from the hips rather than in the back. And walking the hands forwards, find yourself back into a lunge position. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thighs in towards the midline of the mat. Raise your body and your arms up. Sinking down, your shoulders are down in their sockets, your palms are facing each other. Breathe. And then floating your hands back down, either side of your front foot. Press through your fingertips, step your right foot back to meet your left. Your big toes are together, your knees are together, sit your bottom back onto your heels and lower your forehead down to the mat. Rocking gently from side to side, releasing the hips and the lower back. Noticing your breath. And pressing through your fingertips, bring your body back up into your hands and knees position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. And take the left foot out behind you now. Reach through the left heel and then bend the left knee. Bring the left foot all the way through in between your hands. Making sure that knee is above the ankle, walking the foot forwards. Your spine is long, your chest is open, sinking down into your lunge. Okay, so straightening the left leg, drawing your body weight backwards, walking your hands back around to where the knee is, draw your left toes in towards your face, hinging from the hips over that leg, trying to keep your spine long. I know it's hard. Drawing the left hip back, the right hip forwards, in your half splits position. One more deep breath here. Walking the hands forwards, bending into your front knee, finding yourself back into your low lunge. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thighs and raise your body and your arms up. Sink down into those hips. Shoulders are down in their sockets, palms are facing each other. Breathe. Float the hands back down. Press through the fingertips, step your left foot back to meet your right. And this time your big toes are together and you're taking your knees out wide. Sitting your bottom back onto the heels, lower your forehead down to the mat. Allow your shoulders to relax. Again, maybe you want to take that sway side to side in the hips. Press through your hands, bring your body back up into your hands and knees position. Bring the knees back underneath the hips. Press through each one of the fingertips as though you're trying to make an imprint into the mat. Tuck your toes under and push your pelvis up towards the ceiling. Find your downward facing dog. Pedaling out the heels here. Maybe swaying the hips side to side. Trying to keep your pelvis high, your spine long, your shoulders down. take your right leg out behind you. Your pelvis is level and your leg is straight. Bend your right knee. Bring your right foot forwards all the way through, in between your hands. Again, that knee needs to be above the ankle. You don't want to be here, you want to be here. Spine is long, your chest is open, you're pushing through the back heel. Breathe. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thighs. Raise your body and your arms all the way up. Your shoulders are down, you're pushing through that back heel. And then straightening into the front leg. Step your back foot in slightly so that you can place your heel down on the mat. So both legs are straight here, and your arms are up, your shoulders are down. Thinking about your hips, you want to draw the left hip forwards, the right hip back so they're level. And tuck your pelvis under slightly so you're not arching into the lower back. Lower the hands down, taking them behind you, and either holding opposite elbows or finding a reverse prayer position behind you to open your chest. Keeping that spine long, the chest open, and hinge from the hips over your front leg. Breathing here. Again, try and draw the right hip back, the left hip forwards. And then maybe releasing the hands, placing them on the leg. Or maybe they find the floor. Bending your front knee so you can place both hands either side of the foot. Turning the back foot so that it's straight now, and stepping your right foot back to meet the left into your downward facing dog. Again, walking those feet out. And then taking the left leg out behind you. Pelvis is level, leg is straight. Bend the left knee, bring the left foot forwards in between the hands. Walking that foot forwards until the knee is above the ankle. Push through your back heel. Spine is long, chest is open, so you're looking forwards rather than rounding here. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thighs, raise your body and your arms all the way up. Push through the back heel, sink down, shoulders down. Palms are facing each other. Breathe. Straighten into the front leg. Step the back foot in slightly so the foot is at a 45-degree angle so that you've got your heel down on the mat. Draw your right hip forwards, your left hip back. And then lower the arms down, either holding opposite elbows or finding reverse prayer here. Keep your spine long, your chest open, and hinge from the hips. Coming forwards over that front leg. Again, focus on the right hip drawing forwards, the left hip drawing back. Focus on your chest opening up. Breathe. Maybe you want to release your hands, finding the leg, or maybe the floor. And then bending into the front knee so you can place both hands flat on the mat. Pivoting the back heel so the foot is straight. Press through your fingertips, step your left foot back to meet your right. Pushing back up into your downward facing dog, pedaling it out. And then walking your feet forwards, looking forwards in between your hands, coming into a standing forward fold at the top of your mat. Hang here. Bending your knees so you can place both hands flat on the mat. And one at a time, step your foot onto the palm of the hand, toes into the wrist. Your elbows are bending out to the sides, your knees are bent, your stomach is resting on your thighs. You're looking at your legs if you can, but if you're struggling with the balance, look at the mat in front of you. Maybe you want to try straightening the legs here, maybe one at a time. Trying to lean the weight forwards into the toes. One by one, stepping the feet off the hands. And then slowly uncurling the spine, coming all the way up to a standing position. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe to my channel and let me know how you got on in the comments.